together. Okay, so when you are factoring, you're looking for two numbers that multiply to negative 48. So if it is going to multiply to a negative, we know right away the sign should be what? Opposites. Okay, so one has to be plus, one has to be minus. So if the difference is negative 2, that means 8 has to be negative, 6 has to be positive. 6 times negative 8, negative 48. 6 minus 8, negative 2. Okay, from there you can do your critical values. So your critical values are formed when you set these equal to 0 and solve. So x is negative 6 or x is 8. So when you are thinking of your intervals, negative 6 goes first, 8 goes second. So it's x is, this one is less than or equal to negative 6. This one is always going to be greater than or greater than equal to. It just depends on the sign you're given. And then this one is in the middle. You can make your test point anything in this region, okay? And you are going to have your calculator, so you can dream big if you want to. Negative 7 would be a great one for this. In between these, I would choose 0, but again, any number in between those is fine, and then a number bigger than 8. Remember, your test point cannot be a critical value. Okay, so even though it says is less than or equal to negative 6, that's a critical value. This one also says equal to, okay, so you can't use that. The equation that you're using, tell me where you're plugging it in. For this one, it would be the original. And you have to have an inequality in this box. Okay, so when you plug in negative 7 squared minus 2 times negative 7 minus 48, okay, you can use your calculator to help you with that. What I need to see is this. I need to see what you're marking as true or false. So 15 is greater than or equal to 0. That is going to be true. Okay, when you plug in 0, you end up getting negative 48 is greater than or equal to 0. Okay, that is going to be false. And if you chose 9, okay, then you are going to have 15 is greater than or equal to 0, which is true. On your solution line, you are going to write the true statements. All right, so now I want you to try part B if you haven't already on the sheet. Okay, so on this one, we're going to add the 2 over. So if this isn't 0, you do have that first step where you have to make sure it's 0. If it's not, then you can't use the 0 product property. Okay, and they came around and you guys did a nice job factoring this. They both have to be positive. 5 times 1 is 5. When you add it, it'll be 6. So negative 5 and negative 1 are going to be your critical values. The reason why I set them up on my number line, okay, is so that I can see where my boundaries are. So this interval is x is less than negative 5, x is greater than negative 1, or x is going to be in between those two. If you chose negative 6, and be careful, it can't be 0 for this one, negative 2 and 0, okay, then you should have the following inequalities. 5 is less than 0. When I plugged in negative 2, I actually did the work in my head, so I said 4 minus 12 plus 3, and then I set up my inequality. So don't just leave it like this. I want to see this final inequality. So 5 is less than 0, 'tis not. Negative 3 is less than 0, it is. When I plug this in, negative 6 squared is 36, minus 36 plus 3, or sorry, plus 5, because I'm using my original, is less than 0. And then the equation you choose. So I chose to use the one where I moved it over and I compared it to 0, but you could use the original. It doesn't matter. You just need to tell me what is what. So your solution is negative 5 is less than x, which is less than negative 1. Okay, so this is going to be on your quiz as well. Okay, that will be on the calculator.